Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, first off, really great to see you guys. Happy Saturday. I was away yesterday and most of Thursday night. I was helping somebody else move. So, anyway, great to be back and get to spend some of the weekend with you guys. I am delighted to be here. Don't forget, guys, I was not joking when I said we will be going live each week for about a half hour or so and do some card pulls for subscribers and members. And spoiler alert, that's going to be happening late tonight. Okay. So just kind of an FYI, it will be late. Just so you guys know, but I wanted to give you all a heads up. I'll be mentioning the same thing over on the other channel because it will be on both channels, but it'll be late tonight. So happy Saturday, guys. Hi, everyone. So great to see you. Violet, AJSRVIM, Chrissy, Love is Legendary, Nikki O. Hey, Rhonda, No Filters Mom. So great to see everyone. All right, with the Man of Wands sideways, we're doing a check-in on the topic of love. I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, is he on fire? Is he doing the wave? Is he thrilled? Is he delighted? What's happening? Or is he changing his mind on something? I don't know yet. Let's take a close look. We have the Fool upright. We have the Two of Swords. Again, looks very contradictory to me because he knows what he wants to do. So he could be a Leo, Sag, Aries, strong on the Aries. He wants to take this leap of faith, but then he's holding back. Do I jump through the wormhole? Do I try to just go for it? Do I go after whatever this is that I really want? I don't know yet. Hi, Annette. Hi, Raise the Cage. Wonderful to see you. It's pouring rain. Hi, babe. Okay, so we got Hanged Man. We got the Boy of Discs. Delays and thinking about things. It does feel like he's trying to get his game face on. It does feel like he's weighing pros and cons of his actions. Okay, so what is the thing you're about to do? Since this is about love and you're a King of Wands, I'm thinking it has something to do with like speaking from the heart. Maybe this is asking somebody out. Maybe this is, it's asking for reconciliation. That came in loud and clear. We have the Judgment. We have the Hand of the Divine saying, just do it. Just do it. And he's over here saying, I'm getting the memo. I'm getting the message. Okay, so I want to reconcile, right? But there's a lot of different ways to approach that. So the decision has been made. That's why we see him kind of, I was like, God, is this indecisive? By the way, he is standing in a graveyard, and we do have the serpent here. You know, we're ending this year pretty soon, right? We don't have much left of the year of the snake. But if he's paying close attention to the fact that I'm running out of time, and what I want to do is resurrect something. You know, if we see a graveyard, we know something was over. We see him trying to breathe life back into it. So maybe we could look at this as the spark of life. But he's debating not about doing it, but debating about how to go about doing it. Do I just reach out and trust that the divine will help me find the words? Or do I, have to approach this in this really thoughtful manner? Should I strategize every move? Do I practice the way we practice sports so we can become, better at, well, in this case, with the baseball analogy, would you please forgive me? I've never watched baseball. I've never played baseball. So I don't know anything about the sport. I was never a super sporty person. So forgive me on this, but like, doesn't baseball go for a really long time? There's a lot of innings. That's the one thing I think I know about baseball is they can go on and on and on. And with this labyrinth, I do think he's maybe starting to overthink things. But again, maybe he's saying, but I got to practice and I got to figure out how to do this. And I got to work through how am I going to handle this? This is no small thing. I want a reconciliation before the end of the year. Okay. What's the universe's best message to him? Since he's very much trying to be mindful about how he approaches. King of Wands in the reverse, Magician. This is the universe talking to him. 7 of Wands upright, 3 of Swords. Okay. So the universe might be being a little bit on the blunt side and saying, hi, this is where, it's not going to be super awesome if you're looking for a gentle message, but you might have been a kind of a tyrant before. King of Wands in the reverse is not great. And if the universe is pointing out, look, at one point your ego was really big, right? And that ego either broke your own heart or it broke maybe her heart. He could have been dealing with a Virgo or Gemini feminine, but it's like you're trying to manifest somebody that either, I don't know whose heart was broken, but we do see the big blockage here is ego. So maybe the universe is not saying, oh, you did something wrong in the past. Maybe the universe is just saying it's your ego that's freaking you out. Maybe you're afraid of heartbreak. Let's take a closer look, because since we're asking the universe, we need to make sure that, we get it, that we pay close attention. Okay. We've got an 8 of Swords. We got the Emperor. I feel like the universe is acknowledging the two of you have not spoken, but you've come to some conclusions about some things, some ideas of what you'd like to say. So be the Emperor. Don't let ego, don't let worry, don't let fear get in the way. Emperor up instead, because emperors and empresses, and please, of course, remember this could be masculine, feminine, same sex, doesn't matter in my stories, but we do see a consistent King of Wands. And now the universe is talking to him, not just as a King of Wands, but as an Emperor, and saying it won't do to operate as a King of Wands in the reverse. You want a reconciliation with someone, then number one, lay down all pride. Know that you're stepping out on a limb. Yes, you are, but be empowered about it instead, because this is you going after what you want. And that's an Emperor move. You've thought enough about it. You've come to a conclusion. You want to reconcile. You don't know what that's going to require yet until you consult with her, but walk in and just say, this is what I would really love. I want to own it. I want to be with you. Plain and simple. That's the only thing you need to know moving forward. Then the two of you can, maybe if she's amenable to it, the two of you can start talking about what that looks like. Almost like being afraid of, but what if she doesn't want me? The universe is like, emperors don't get to be scared about that. You'll live, even if she doesn't want you. It won't be the end of the world. Even if you're heartbroken, you'll survive it. But the big thing is, what do you want? Then you got to go after that. There isn't any more to think about. Now it is time to do. No more think, only do. Right? Is that Yoda? I'm not quoting him right, but you know what? I kind of like that, because we just simplified it. It took all the stress out of this, and it's just kind of, it's time to go for it. Okay, so if that is the way this King of Wands is feeling right now, is he getting that download? Is he getting that memo? Hi, everyone. So nice to see you guys. We have a 9 of Wands in the reverse. We have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. I would say he's definitely getting it, because with the 9 of Wands in the reverse, this is like, I can't let worries, fears, hurts, pains hold me back. I got to just go for it. I can't expect that she's going to come toward me. So waiting around on this when I know what action I want to take is a moot point. It's like, let's put it this way. If we've decided we want to take a trip and we know we're going to do it, we then still have to go and buy that ticket, because the train is not going to come to our house and be like, we sensed you wanted to take a trip, so we laid train tracks, brought it to your house, and are asking like, would you like to buy a trip? No, you have to say, I'm going to take a trip, and P.S. the train ain't coming to my house. I got to go to the train station and buy the train ticket. I love train travel. I don't know why I'm thinking about trains, but this maybe train of thought is the best way to use that analogy. I mean, we did see it, like the universe was, with the labyrinth over here, and even that black hole up above on that 2 of Swords card. I could see that his mind might be stuck, and even here he's like off planet. I could understand that this is all like we're in his mind in this story. But I like the fact that, yes, he's getting the download from the universe loud and clear. Stop worrying about so much and just realize she ain't coming towards you. The Queen of Pentacles is not going to come find you. The train's not coming to your house. You got to go to the train station. So if you want to start this attempt at reconciliation, it begins with him. 8 of Pentacles in the Tower. Okay, so sit down and write a letter. Just start working on the words that you need to say, but work on the words that say what you want the outcome to be. Lay your own self on the line. The Tower is drop all ego and paint the vision of what you want with her. I hope that you want to work things out with me, because I want to be hand in hand with you. This is just such a simplified message, really. Instead of being stuck, instead of freaking out, instead of overthinking stuff, this streamlines everything. Maybe everything in life would be easier if we could just say, hang on, what's the outcome that I want? Cut all the stress and the chewing of the fingernails and the going round and round and round and strategizing and practicing what to say, and instead take that leap and just say, here's what I need to write down. Start at the end. I want to reconcile with you. There's the ego just dropped. That's what I want. I want to hold your hand again and walk beside you. There's the actual meat and the potatoes of what you really want. There's your hook. There's your starting point. Then backtrack and be like, I know it could take a lot to fix it, but this is the outcome that I want. I think he's sitting down to do it. Let me just ask. King of Wands, what are you doing today? How are you spending your Saturday? Page of Wands, can do some pictures. No, Page of Wands is the first step on a little journey. We have that mysterious, like, I always look at the pyramids as a chance to channel energy from the universe or from the earth to the cosmos. But we have him here, and he's holding that camera, kind of like a selfie stick. I think he's actually excited on this Saturday. This feels very timely, by the way. Judgment in the reverse, Hanged Man in the reverse. Ooh, it's time to figure out. So hang on. This could indicate he's wondering, what if she's not single? I do need to look at that real quick. This is one other thing I got to do. How I'm going to spend this Saturday is if I can't figure out whether or not she's single or not, then that especially tells me I need to just go for it, because I won't ever get an answer. Waiting longer won't give me answers necessarily. I could wait forever. Maybe she keeps things under lock and key. Maybe she doesn't say anything. And he's like, I can't tell. I scoured her social media. I can't find any pictures of her with somebody else. There's a big old mystery. I'm excited because I don't see her with anybody else. That still doesn't mean she's going to want to get back together with me, but at least let me just go for it. Today is the day. No more delaying, no more thinking about things. Hanged Man in the reverse. It's go time. Okay, so are you sending your message? Knight of Pentacles. It's going to take a few hours. At least it's going to take a few hours. He's like metaphorically standing outside of her house. Can I do this? Do I do this? Should I do this? Ace of Swords. Yes. I actually think today's the day. I think he's been coming to this conclusion for a long time. I think that's more why the Knight of Pentacles is there. Look, let's put it this way. He's kind of, the wheel's already off the wagon. He's not going anywhere. This is where he needs to be. So there's no point, when you come to a moment in your life where you go, this is what I have to still try to do. I don't know what the outcome's going to be, but I can't move forward, period, in my life until I know what the answer is on this particular situation. And with this Ace of Swords there, this is the moment of, I must speak. I must talk. I must say what I have to say. King of Cups in the reverse. Why are you in the reverse? Is this sweaty palms and mom spaghetti? Sorry, I'm hearing some Eminem right now, right? You got to lose yourself in the music, the moment. Yeah. Okay. We're not going to go slow rapping, because let's be honest, you can't slow rap Eminem. You cannot vocalize his verses. You need to actually, start rapping it. So I don't have his talent, so let's not pretend. So we've got a Seven of Pentacles sideways. I definitely think, because this can be emotional manipulation, or this can be he's trying to squash emotions, or he's trying to get control of emotions so he can just say what needs to be said. Because I'm picturing somebody that is very nervous. This has been coming for a long time. And it's like, it's weird because what he has to say is really emotional. And I think he's trying to make sure that without ego, he approaches, but he doesn't break down. This could be somebody on the cusp of like, oh my God, if I start to say this, I might start to cry. This is something that I really want. Just that alone can fill anybody with emotion. So I think if anything, the delay in him communicating is just to kind of like, okay, here we go. Like, let me take emotion out of this. Let me say what I need to say, but I can't. If I let the emotions surge, it's going to make me cry. Yeah, 10 of Wands. I think this is going to be a huge relief for him, but I still see somebody battling with their, I want to do this. That alone can make us cry, right? Relief can make us cry. But I think that's what he's like. I'm not going to be overly emotional, but oh my God, this is both the heaviest thing he's ever done and probably the best thing he's ever done. I'm going to go ahead and finally say how I'm really feeling about stuff, get this off my chest, and then come hell or high water, at least now I can move on. Let's ask, what is the Queen of Pentacles doing today? Because this all feels like a today message. We have a 4 of coins. I'm here sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting my time, or watching the tide roll away. We've got the Knight of Coins and we got the 2 of Coins. We keep seeing somebody kind of sitting, right? And even here, it's like maybe she senses something might happen today. Maybe she's weighing things. She's thinking like about apparently other thoughts, but wisdom. Jellyfish are, ancient creatures. They represent our past, our history, our connection to living creatures on this planet that predate us. And there's a lot of wisdom that comes with the image of jellyfish, at least for me. And that's floating through her sky right now. Yes, she still sits here and she's kind of holding her energy back. She's obviously not reaching out to him, but it's like she's been slowly turning on something. She could be working on a project today. I don't know why. I'm getting somebody who's doing something like maybe they're ironing clothes, maybe they're doing some kind of like a textiles project. I have no idea why that's more coming to mind, but like somebody doing something, like she's physically working on something, but I think it's a project she's worked on for a while, and it may have something to do with, we clear our mind through like hobbies or activities or even tedious things. Because now I'm picturing somebody who could be like, I don't know, like laying tile, like in a bathroom and, putting each little tile piece in, or doing some kind of art project or something. I don't know. I keep thinking textiles and like doing laundry though, waiting for laundry to be done, sitting at the laundromat or something, or, folding up clothes. I don't know. There's something here. We have an Ace of Cups. I picture her doing something where she's like listening to music or listening to a book on tape and just kind of still processing things though. She's keeping her energy for herself, even though this is a very loving person. She could be doing something as an act of service or act of love for somebody else, like maybe doing somebody else's chores or cleaning or doing their laundry to help out an elder or something. But there is something peaceful about her today, even though I also see it as work, but combined with like doing a lot of sitting. I don't know exactly what that means. Queen of Wands, she is happy. She is like enjoying her life to a certain extent and feeling pretty empowered today. Again, we see her seated. So maybe she gets, some days are filled up with like hurry up and wait, and other days we run our legs off. I don't know. It feels like she has a couple things scheduled for today, and one of them might be to sit in a sliver of sunlight or something, soak up some vitamin D before, winter is fully here or something. But we see her working, we see her thinking, we see her kind of self-contained, we see her also doing some things that actually satisfy her today. Does she have any thoughts about them? So she's come out as a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse and now as a Queen of Wands upright. As that Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, do you have any thoughts of him? We've got the Ace of Swords. It ended sideways, but it kind of rolled around there for a minute. Queen of Pentacles upright. 6 of Swords in the reverse. On one hand, that is still something that, like a sore spot, maybe I'll say, that is still a part of her life story. Because although we see her like working through things, yes, she gives thoughts to this. She gives thoughts to it because she's not really over. And I got to show this because we got all these little kind of sad, not kind of, really sad images, because we have all these skeletons with swords in their back, right? So she still hurts over this when she thinks of them. And she's still confused about either what happened, but she's working through it. So yes, her mind does still remember them. I mean, I don't know that we ever forget people that we've known, like any person, especially that's caused us like great joy or great grief. I feel like those are the ones kind of remain in our head. We have the Judgment card sideways. There is a particular thought process that pops into her head now and again. I don't know if she thinks about their family. I always think this is a big disapproving family somehow. But she thinks about reconciliation, but more with a question mark. Just like with that Ace of Swords sideways, it's almost like she wonders, would this person ever like try to make things right with me? And I think that in and of itself can be a little bit painful sometimes. Look, there's nothing to say that her life isn't, moving forward beautifully, because now we actually have her as two upright queens, and then we also saw her as the same queen in the reverse, just noting that she was not going to be reaching out to him. She's actively trying to move on from her thoughts of this, but it doesn't mean that they don't still come into her mind. So if they were to reach out to you today, which on this storyline it says that they are, how would you handle that? Two of Cups in the reverse. It would not be to be like, oh my God, see, now I know that they're meant for me. I'm not surprised that she wouldn't make some huge, like, emotional jump to feel that way. I would imagine she'd be quite guarded. This could be her saying, Two of Swords. Her first thought is it that they want to say like a formal goodbye to me? Is that so? I think she's braced for like, okay, they just want to tell me peace out. That doesn't feel like she has such a great opinion. Knight of Swords, and she may be so stunned she wouldn't say a word. She would just listen. Like, okay, this person's coming out of nowhere. Hearing from them today of all days. There's a billion things. I almost think of this as somebody whose mind is like, frantically trying to figure out what the hell do they want with me. There's no way that you're coming in to tell me that, I'm the one on your mind. You must be coming in to tell me goodbye. What the hell are you here to tell me? It feels, how our thoughts can go, just in a flash, less than a flash of a second. We can consider like 50 million potentials. And that's what it feels like. More this is going to be, I'm just going to be silent because I don't know what the hell they want. There is this little inkling in the back of her mind, though, or would be, that is this low-key booty call? Is this what they were still hoping to establish if they're reaching out to me? Or is this to say an official, hey, sorry, that's all you were to me? She does not have a great opinion. She's braced for basically like kind of, I don't know. To me, this says a lot about if she's going to hear from them and her mind's going to buzz all over the place trying to rapidly figure out what the hell they want. Who are they? Why did things happen? Remember, she had that Ace of Swords sideways. She never really understood what the heck happened. This all says she doesn't have a great opinion, because this is too, you're questioning whether or not somebody's here just to like cut ties more formally with you and do a low-key like insult or something. I would say that speaks of her being in a pretty pained place still, if that's the first things that her mind goes to, all of which could be untrue. But I think that gives us some insight into just how much hurt she actually was dealt, since her first impression is, well, they couldn't be coming in to tell me that they care about me. So it must be to sever ties more thoroughly with me and to low-key address that, sorry, it was just booty call, or PS, would you still like to? You're like, that's not nice. This does not bode well. So her first impression of hearing from them is probably, I'm going to say it stings. Page of Swords. Look, all I can say is she's going to be trying, if they send her a letter, she's going to be trying real hard to decipher that thing. And she's going to first look for things that are painful, even if they're not there. She's going to first imagine that they're saying something rude, that because she's, when we have an opinion of what somebody already thinks of us, we'll try to listen for things that will reinforce that. Even if that's not true, if we're in a pained place, we're going to hear more things that hurt us. If we're in a really happy place, and let's put it this way, on a good note, if we are attracted to somebody, then everything they say, we're going to be like, I think that they said that they like me too. And it's like, well, they might have been being polite. It's hard sometimes when we have our own feels on something to figure out what are the words somebody's saying to me, because it's going to be colored by our own, goggles that we're wearing. It's just, we can't help it. We're gonna hear it. In this case, she's hearing it still in a very painful way, no matter what they say, no matter what that letter contains, but she's going to be trying to figure it out. Page of Pentacles, and then trying to respond with something very minimal. I feel her very guarded. So this could be a kind of a tough run. What's the universe's best advice to her on this? Because no matter what they write in that letter, she's not getting the real message on this. The universe says to her, think of it this way. You're a 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is somebody who should feel very empowered. If somebody keeps you on their mind and they're reaching out to you again, know first, foremost, last, and always, it's because you made a memory for them. They remember you. You are something. You are something to them. Now, you are something with or without them, but you are also something to them, something of great value, because we don't come back to something for no reason. We don't reach out to something for no reason. You don't keep walking by that store that has that really beautiful whatever you want to buy in the front window for no reason. You go back by it again and again and again because you're thinking about it, you're longing for it, your feet keep taking you there. In this case, he's reaching out to her because she really is something. And so first and foremost, don't ever look for the insult. This person's reaching out to you. If you're trying to read between the lines to find an insult, that's the wrong way to read it. They're reaching out to you. You're in the power position. You're the person who's sought after. So know that first. And then we have the Tower. So there's this energy also of like, listen for, if you're going to read between lines, listen for what are they revealing? Because this is, if you're in the power position, and she has to establish that first, now realize that puts them in the position that they're asking you for something. So now really listen or really read for what is it that is different about this tone that they're writing me in. Okay, they're asking me for a reconciliation, or they're first like laying down their own guard. They're dropping their ego to reach out to me in the first place. So they're vulnerable right now. So now what do I read? Page of Pentacles. This is still read it, step away from it, mull over it. If there's things that it's like, I'm not sure, I'm nervous to respond. I'm nervous because I don't know what they really mean. I need to get to the baseline. Maybe that's her best response, is like understanding that they're reaching out because they want to talk to her, understanding that this is them being unguarded, which means now it might be a very good time to also meet them at a place of being unguarded and ask more questions with that unguarded energy. If you're going to really open up and tell me things, I'm not sure. I still want to hide because I don't want to get hurt again. So what are you trying to tell me? It needs to be more plain for me. Or, I'm listening, but this is your chance to tell me everything, because right now it might still not be enough for me to feel safe enough to have a big dialogue. If you want to talk to me more, feel free, but there's a bunch of stuff I don't understand. It almost feels like that might be the better way for her to respond, because it's a little bit more authentic. She's hiding on this card, right? And we have a lizard, so she wants a baseline. She wants the fundamental things. If in this case, the obligation seems to be on the King of Wands to reveal things, even though, and we don't really know what happened in the past exactly, but for whatever reason, he's the one who has to come in and like make this move. She's pretty reluctant to come out of hiding. I would say that getting dialogue flowing is the first best thing, but they really can't do that unless there's some kind of like encouragement and some kind of like settled energy. Like even he's going to need the encouragement to say, I do want to hear more from you. So I could see why it's like she's going to have to be a little bit vulnerable also if she wants more info, to say, I'm not sure that I understand everything you're saying. Like, and I still feel like I'm trying to protect myself. We have Page of Swords. I'm trying to understand. Ask for clarity. We keep getting that Page of Swords, which is like gather information, but we can't gather information unless we go seeking it. And in this case, it means to ask somebody, what do you mean? Oh, and we're still sitting around in this full moon energy. And wow, that's a really big full moon on this card. So I would just say, I kind of love that from the universe. The fact that the universe is basically nudging both of these characters to say, talk to each other and ask the questions instead of keeping so many walls up. You can still protect your heart, but try to start talking, because the universe is like, this is the chance for two people to get a whole bunch out there, a whole bunch of things they never understood about one another or about the situation. This is a chance to either close a cycle or start a new cycle. It's a chance, but it only works if both people are vulnerable, because we had that tower come out twice. I like this because it doesn't say, oh, and they can live happily ever after. It says two people could close a cycle or open a new one, but certainly it's a chance to air everything out and answer a whole bunch of questions. But those questions will never be answered unless they're both calm enough, vulnerable enough. I mean, this looks scary for both of them, but this is a conversation that could really answer some of the mysteries that have existed, because sometimes we get really hurt and they're what we think or what hurt us isn't really even real. Sometimes it's how we understood something or failed to understand something. So it would certainly be better to air out and solve all the mysteries and ask all the questions that were never asked before. I don't know. I kind of dig this. Is there one thing? I know this is another long video now, but we got to go a little bit longer only because I want to get to one little meat and potatoes item. Is there one thing that she never knew that she needs to know about them? I just want to keep it at one thing. 7 of Pentacles. My immediate thought is, well, they've continued. 7 of Cups. They've continued to try to like figure out what they were going to do, but I was going to say they've been growing and she's stayed on their mind. Thoughts of her have grown. They've grown as a person all this time. Sevens are divine numbers. We got a 7-7 right there. Hang on, let me get one more. My question is there one thing that she doesn't know about them that would behoove her to know? Something that needs to be explained. This is growth. This is options or confusion or opportunities that need to be put in order. And then we have a 9 of Cups. Yeah, to me, this actually looks like this. The thing she doesn't know about them is that I don't know that they've known what happiness is. I don't know if this is somebody who like had an identity crisis or was trying to figure out, life can, depending on how we're raised, depending on what we've gone through in life, we can get pretty confused. We can become a people pleaser, and then we don't know who we are for a bit. And then that makes us unable to stand for what we want and really make it impossible for us to choose our own happiness. That's the first impression I have off of this, because she stayed on his mind, and it's been a seed that was planted that kept growing and growing over time. This is the book of life that comes front and center, the one that he would actually choose, the thing that would actually make himself happy, I think is her. Not because it's like, well, I need to go date 10 other people first and figure out who I like better. I know this can be a card of self-indulgence, but I don't look at it like that. It just speaks of something a little deeper, because we have the book of life front and center. And rarely do I look at the 7 of Cups as like random choices in romance. I mean, of course, anybody can date anybody on earth. We got 8 billion plus of us to choose from. But this isn't usually about love. This is more about life paths that we could take. And I'm wondering if he was struggling to find identity, and with that, figure out, okay, this is who I am, and this is the path that I would really like to take. This is what would make me happy, and I can finally identify that. If that's what he struggled with, even though knowing that she would have made him happy, he still had to find like his own identity to do this. The reason I'm reading it that way also is because look at who he was at the beginning of this. King of Wands, knowing what he wants, but then saying, I'm not sure how to approach it. And the universe is like, quit thinking about that and just say, this is the outcome that I want. Like the universe is kind of like nudging him on to say, either don't surrender who you want to be. Don't worry about getting your heart broken. Think about what you want and go after what you truly want. That's why I almost think that he had a struggle with his own identity and maybe not being such a people pleaser so he could finally get the life that he wanted for himself. That seems to be what the message might be, that she doesn't know about him. And that would change everything. If we discover somebody couldn't pick themselves, how on earth could they pick us? It wouldn't matter how much they loved us. They never felt like they could choose anything for themselves. Now all of a sudden we're not wounded now. In fact, we're like, God, that must suck. Like, who made you feel like that? So that could be really important for her to understand about them. And she's never going to know that unless she talks to them enough to figure this bit out. Okay, what about him? What's the single most important thing for him to know about her that he does not currently know or didn't know? Three of Swords and the Hermit. He hurt her real bad. He may not have known that. He's been scared he's going to get heartbroken. It's like it didn't register for him that she was devastated over whatever happened and has been very much on her own silent journey for a chunk of time. Wow. So let me just ask, universe. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a Two of Cups in here too. Sorry, I didn't see that. That was stuck behind the Hermit. Sorry, these cards are kind of glossy and velvety and a little thick. They feel amazing, but I didn't know that one was stuck back there. Okay, so we also have a Two of Cups. He doesn't know just how wounded she was over this or how much he had mattered to her. We have the Magician sideways, and he already saw her as a Magician upright. He doesn't know that his energy in her world had the power to impact her this much, that kind of took the wind out of her sails, that threw her for a loop. I wonder if he was like a people pleaser or something and didn't know how to like advocate for anything in his own life that he wanted. And then he couldn't have fathomed that his inability to like step up and choose the relationship that he wanted, he wouldn't have been able to figure out that she actually loved him like that too, and that he even had the power to cause her grief. Especially not if he's used to people just wanting him for like a function versus being in love with him or showing him love. So he needs to understand that. Also, to have it like sink in that she really loves him, loved him, still does, and that he's caused her pain. He needs to understand that too. He's not going to be able to understand that unless he can talk to her. Because right now what we have is a story where two people do not know some of the most important things about one another fundamentally. And if they don't understand that bit, they're never going to be able to get this thing back on track. And they're both still going to walk around in this lifetime with this wound. And I like the fact that the universe is like, look, the most important thing is say everything, ask all the questions, so you can either close a cycle and not carry pain anymore, or you can start a new cycle with each other, with other people, whatever it needs to be. But get the full story. That's what the world is. Get the full story here. Because working with only a piece of the information, we can already see what's happened. Both of them walk around in pain over this. And the universe is like, seriously, guys, no, don't do this. Don't do this to yourselves. Don't do this to each other. There's really no reason for this. Let's get the right questions out. Let's get the real conversation going. And you guys just might recognize that there's no reason to carry this much hurt around over this situation and stress. And, this is, I like the idea that it's never a good idea to lug around hurt and pain. I think that's a very true statement. So anything we can do to, reduce that. And in this storyline, it says, get the full story. And you guys just might discover that there's a lot less pain and there's chances still for a very nice relationship between these two. So anyway, I'm going to leave this one here. You guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate all of you. Good to see everybody. Hey, JSRVIM. Hey, cutie. Hi, Chrissy. Wandering Jess, hi. Black Butterfly 25, wonderful to see you. Hi, Lion Queen. Thank you. They're so nice because they're lightweight. I don't have pierced ears, so I always have to either find clip-ons, which are almost impossible, or I have to go and switch them over myself. So it's really nice to have lightweight ones because they don't give me a headache. Hi, Shalita in Chicago. Nice to see you, babe. Pseudo Susan, hi hun. Nice to catch you. You guys are so lovely. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Yale Ruben, you angel. Yale, you are so sweet. Thank you. Yale just gifted 5 more memberships. Unbelievable. You were so generous. Elizabeth, you're now a member. La Vida e Bella, you're a member. Morg's Machine, Aisha Hayati, and Divine Light Tarot, you guys are all members now, courtesy of Yale. Thank you so much, Yale. Don't forget, D'Artagnan, I have not forgotten your request for the morning moon. Hang in there a little bit longer. I'm starting to get back in the swing of things. I had to help somebody move this weekend, and I just got over my bruises and stuff from my moving. Now I looked at myself this morning and I have like bruises over my arms and legs. But yeah, it made for like a good workout this weekend. But it's nice to be back and get to do some videos again. But hang in there just a little bit longer, D'Artagnan. I didn't forget. You are so sweet. I'm well, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I know it's you, Yippee, always. Oh, using my intuition, that's beautiful. You're making a roast dinner for your parents tonight. It sounds wonderful and delicious. Hi, Holly Light. Leela Flows. Right back to you, babe. Peace and love to you also, sweetie. RS Love. Hi, babe. Hi, Ramon. GOSC10P. Wonderful to see you. Thank you, sweetie. Always a delight to hang out with you. By the way, everyone that is a member, just know that means you guys now have access to the members corner. Every Monday I post a new members video. I add to that playlist, so you can just check out the members playlist if you wish. And each Monday you see that there's a new members video, and within that members video, I always do just kind of a little intro and let you guys know kind of what's coming up and kind of how the members corner works. So anyway, you guys, welcome. And thank you again so much, D'Artagnan. Also, guys, don't forget, every week I am going live just in general on this channel and on the other one. I'll do it once a week on each channel for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, somewhere in there. And that'll be all the way up until January. And so I'm actually going to be doing that on both channels late tonight. So just FYI, it's open to all subscribers and members. So just a little heads up for you guys that will happen tonight, okay? Tina's just passing time, so good to see you. Hi, D. Rogers. Sarah J., thanks again, babe. Happy Saturday to you also. Rachel Flory, hi, Angel. Lindsay 1809, hi, sweetie. And Annette and Hetty. So, Hetty, thank you so much, babe. So good to see you. And Hetty, I saw you had asked me a question on the other channel. Did I put out a video for today's topic for the 7th? I did not. I'm going to do, even though the 7th is already over, I wasn't around on Thursday night or Friday because I was gone moving stuff. And so I missed out. So we're going to do a little kind of like catch-up session where we'll still just get one quick message for November 7th, and we'll still do that birthday card pull also, and then we'll do one for the 8th and for the 9th. So we'll get ourselves back where we should be. Sage and Stardust, so great to catch you. Dandy Me, hi, hun. Happy Saturday. Wendy E, hi, babe. Mr. SG1IE, hello, darling. 01 Frequency, Katie Lesher. Oh, that's really the California Zephyr. You're talking about the train? Is it called the Zephyr? I've taken along like the whole California coastline train trip, but I didn't think it was called the Zephyr. This was years ago when I did that. But I can't think of what it was called. Was it the Coast Starlight? I want to say that was a name before. Anyway, but yeah, it was wonderful. Wonderful and so beautiful. Hi, LL. Shout out to you in Scotland, babe. Travis, awesome to see you, honey. Jag Singh, hi, sweetie. Thanks for being here. User W9OY1TP8P. Hi, hun. Muddy Moiki, how are you, love? You're so sweet. Shout out to you in New Zealand, babe. Feeling my soul. Awesome to see you. Hi, Moody. Roots for your soul. I almost never get a chance to say hi to you in a live. Hi, sweetheart. B2Z for fur. I love your name. Hi, T. Jarnson. Is the B silent? T. B. Jarnson? Jarnison. Sorry if I botched your name, but thank you for being here, love. Oh, so love, you're so awesome. Thank you, sweetheart. Corey Cupcakes, hi, welcome. Oh, Corey, I love your name so much. I am a very, very big cupcake fan. So I love your name. Mermaid Infinity Rainbow. Using my intuition, I must be in here. Thank you guys so much. It's so good to see you guys today. All right, everybody. Robin, you're perfect. Addison, Hamida, thanks, everybody. All right, you guys, I will see you throughout the day and evening tonight on both channels. I'm going to go ahead and right now stay on this one, and we'll do a Cancerian video before I bounce over to Kate's Regretless Life. And then I'll see you guys back here late tonight, okay, for some card pulls. Lots of love. Thank you, everybody. It's really nice to see you guys. Bye for the moment.